What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are working on a quarter panel. I'm going to be using some specific tools. There was some sound deadening behind there. I took a heat gun, by the way, and I kind of removed the, well, I didn't remove it all the way, but I removed some of the sound deadening so I can gain access to here. I am using a factory access point, manufactured access point, so that will be my point of location going through the hole with the specific tools. This one in particular is this is the first version of the tequila picks. So this is one. I'm going to try to use the whale tail right here. Now you won't, if you have a whale tail that has the handle, you're not going to be able to use it for this typical repair because you won't fit the handle through here or that. So this is why, one of the reasons why I cut the handles off too as well, is because I can make an extensions lengthwise. But we got a little bit of an issue too. So we got some bracing. So what this is going to do is that I'm going to come through here, and this is actually a kind of a video for, you know, a potential customer who wants to know how we do things like this. I'm not going to explain, you know, every little terminology and breakdown and how I'm, you know, looking at the dent every second. But if you notice, if you're new to PDR, this is a reflection board, and it casts lines across the dent where you can see the curvature and the lines. So this is a couple deep creases that go in different directions, and then you've got a crease is a line, a lengthy line of a dent, and that's how you determine if it's a crease. This one here is a door ding, typical door ding, you would say. So we got multiple dents, and then what we do is we move the board around just to see the different directions of the crease. So that's what I teach my students as well in this type of environment. But again, we're going to use some different tools here. You could use a soft tip tool. So if you're a PDR tech, you're kind of wondering what kind of panels or tools you would use in this type of panel, you can check that out right there. This is a soft tip tool. But I'm going to get right to it. I'm going to kind of just demonstrate how we're going to work this out. Now there is some still sound deadening in here. I could not get it all the way off. It's got that waffle looking thing here. So we'll do our best to see how clean we can do it. And that's why I'm using a pick as well. I do like to use the heel of the pick, and then also you like to use the tip of the pick. So yeah, we're gonna get going. If this interests you and you're wondering what tools to use on what panels, I have an awesome, really in-depth course called PDR Tools and Panels on Dent Trainer. I go through all the panels and give you all the top type of tools you should use in those scenarios, in those cases, so you're not guessing, okay? And with tool links. It is way, way more in-depth than you'll ever see on YouTube or anything like that. So I recommend you checking it out. So here it is. So let me set up I'll stand here and I'll kind of explain here. Later on, I'll show myself, man, okay? What's up, Ray? I'm just reading a little bit of comments here. Let me get my handle here. Where is my handle here? I have a handle. Can I use your handle? Do you mind if I use your handle? By the way, you got a handle right there. Paintless, right here. Okay. What is this right here? Oh, that's just my little mic. That's my mic underneath there. Okay, so I'm just gonna go old school handle right here. So I'm not gonna go anything fancy. I'm just gonna this is one of the actually first type of handles that were ever made from Ultra. You just pull this one off, nothing fancy again, like I said. But I'm gonna switch it over and kind of just do my thing. You see, you guys can hear me okay? If my audio sounds distorted or anything like that, if any of you guys ever listen to my videos and my audio sounds like crap, you better let me know, please. So put this right here. You can snap your fingers too as well. Okay. You don't want to pinch your fingers here. All right, so here we go. What I'm gonna do, Actually, it should take this off, just so. So as you can see that I'm taking this tool, and you can see that sound deadening. I'm not sure if you guys can see it really well, but that sound deadening is going to be kind of tough in the pain in the butt right there. So let's see what happens. Okay. So what I really want to do is try to wipe one of these creases away, and I'm going to be particularly talking about that one right there. So let's see if I can make it happen. I'm kind of fighting that brace a little bit. Yeah. Let's see if I don't know. That edge. I don't think I'll be able to. I don't think I got the leverage on that one. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to use that one. I thought I would. This thing about live, but check this out. I'm gonna use a pick. Actually, you know what? Before I do that, I'm gonna use this is called the Johnson tool with an R4 tip on top. Okay. This is how it's gonna work. So what I really want to do is get a lot of the bulk out, and this is how we're going to do it. We're going to sweep, do a little bit of sweeping. Basically, still going to work that top one right here. And with the crease, what I do is I like to go little small increments. I don't like to just roll it all the way down. I do have another technique, which is called a slide technique, but since that sound deadening's there, I won't be able to slide or glide that part of the dent out like that. So you can see that what I'm doing is I'm referencing my lines over here to this one, and it's telling me, and we'll zoom in a little bit too. And it's telling me how straight I am. Now I haven't moved the board because that'll give me another look, but I'm gonna do a first pass here. I'm not gonna over push. And this is how we keep the bumps away from your vehicle. Now, if you have a tech that's not very experienced and they don't know how to read the reflection, this is the difference between experienced techs and professional techs, is that we know how to read the reflection. We know how to move the board, change the directions, and keep an eye on what we're doing. Okay, so look, that's my first pass. I'll back that out a little bit. And then what I'll do is I'll come to here. Now the direction of this dent changes right in this area. So I'll stay away from pushing that area for now, but I'll push up here, and then I'll come down here. Let me just raise this. This shadow kind of bothers me a little bit. Let's see. There we go. So again, I'm doing soft pushes right now. I'm not going for the finishing right now. I'll do that with the pick. And just really relax pushing. This is how I'm able to just get some of the bulk of the metal out. I'm coming down here a little bit now. Let me move that down so we get that in the middle of the shot right there. Super particular about things. You guys probably know that by now. All right, so down on the bottom and right here. And it's really smooth pushes. It looks like it's almost gone, but it's not gone, guys or ladies. What we have to do is I have to move the board back a little bit. And this is where it gets dangerous. Some guys will just come right through here, and it's very tempting to keep pushing into the dent up here, but that reflection is gonna change. But before I go and move my board, I'm gonna hit this juicy one right here, okay? I am gonna move that board actually a little bit further back because I wanna kind of get a good look at it. I wanna make sure it's not a crease, because anytime, given a moment, that dent might look like a normal ding, and then when I push it, it could turn into a slight crease. So I've got to make sure it doesn't, okay? So I'm pushing, and see, a lot of guys say, well, Myke, don't you start outside and inside? Yes, for my students I do, but for a veteran tech, once I know where my tool's at, if you notice, watch the whole dent just kind of collapse. And I'm just kind of making sure that I'm right there in the center. Balancing, pushing, right? Without making highs. Now, I am fighting some sound denting right here. I think I'm halfway on, halfway off. And I think the pick is gonna do a little bit better job at the end because it's sharper. It's gonna be able to pinpoint the little flaws inside the dent. But for now, I'm just making sure I'm not chewing the dent up, and I'm using a softer tip to get the bulk of the dent out. I'm not trying to finish it with a soft tip because if I do, what ends up happening is pushing more metal than I need, volcanoing the dent, not really pushing the center out. So that's why, okay? So here we go again here. How long have I been on for? I don't even know how many minutes this is right now. So anyways, here we go, check this out. So I'm going to check this out. So now, if you look, the dent doesn't look so, you see I took care of the crease out this way, but there's a crease going this way. And this is where the lines show me. So technically, if I push, I can push a little bit this way, and then I'll turn the board and I'll push it that way. Actually, let me do that again. Let's see. Here we go, let's just try that. This is a little weird dent here. Notice I haven't tapped down. I haven't tapped down yet. I will, not saying I won't, but I'm keeping my preventive mistakes to a minimum, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. Reading the reflection. Now I can see that I definitely need to move the board again and see how it gives me a look. See right here, my reflection hides it. It almost looks like it's done, right? But if I don't move that board, I'm not gonna see, oh, there's more of a crease there, right? There's actually two creases there. One right here and one right there. It gives me an easier read when I'm moving the board. If it starts looking little lightning bolt looking, that's telling me, it's indicating to me, hey, move the reflection. That's why lines, to me personally, are easier for me to read. It just tells you straight up. I'm not saying the fog is less superior, by no means. I know 80% of you guys, maybe 90% of you techs out there use fog and shadow. But keep an open mind. This is why I use lines, okay? And after this video is done, comment there, because it does not save your comments live. And I don't see your comments live after I post it, so I can never go and answer your question. So if you got a question, wait till it's posted, then ask your question. I'll be more than happy to answer it there. I don't mean to be rude, but when I'm doing a video, I am concentrating on the video, not the comments, so sorry. Okay, so now personally, I think it's time for a pick time. And the reason why is because if you look like this, you've got all these little micro lows, little tiny imperfections. Again, I haven't tapped down yet, okay? Really haven't needed to tap down a lot. So I probably might when I'm going for the pick, okay? Now there's multiple ways I could have fixed this dent, or tools. Could have used a different soft tip, could have used a, what do you call it? Probably a, what do you call it? Not a pyro hook. What's that one called? Oh, crane. Could have used the crane. Anyways, what I'm gonna do is use this tip. I'm gonna push these little lows out, okay? And the reason why I'm using a pick one more time is because there's sound deadening in here, and if you're a customer watching, sometimes we have to push through that sound deadening in order to get a really nice clean push, and this is what I'm doing right here. I'm just pushing enough, backing off, it looks like I'm making a pinch in the metal, which I am, but I'm backing off enough to where I'm not making a high, where it's staying high. Occasionally though, on a deeper one, I will have to make a forced controlled high in order to get that center out and then tap it back down flat. So that's my little kind of explanation. Now, what would this cost at a body shop? Now, actually, it's not just about the cost, right? It's the inconvenience at a body shop. It'd be the minimum 3 days. Repaint the quarter panel, repaint the bumper. Probably about an $800 average cost, maybe more, depends on the color, depends on the vehicle. If it was aluminum, you're probably looking at a minimum $2,000. Here at Dent Time, I haven't put it on the Mobile Tech RX though, but you're probably looking anywhere between $400 to $500, done within, how long have I been doing this now? And explaining, I don't know, probably done within the hour. Give or take, I'd take a little bit more time than this too, because I would, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be on here doing this live, but you can see that I'm just control pushing. I still got some, watch it, I got some little bit of lows here and a little bit there. I'm actually gonna look at the video as I'm pushing. You see, and my whole goal is to straighten that reflection out, right? Straighten it out. Oops, super clean. And that sound deadening, if you're wondering, well, how come you can't push that little part, man? That sound deadening is really a challenge. Like, I just pushed too hard to the left of it because there was no sound deadening here, but I was used to pushing on the sound deadening, so I made a micro little high. I'm gonna move my board a little bit more to pick up the lows because I don't wanna just stop what I'm doing and tap down right away. If I'm gonna tap down, I wanna make sure that I'm done pushing the lows as much as possible. And you can see that I still got a couple little creases here. I'm gonna move that back a little bit here. Here generally. Again, when I'm pushing, I'm methodically thinking about not making highs. I want controlled, nice, clean pushes. And I'm it's muscle memory too when you're pushing like this. So if any of you are considering taking my personal PDR training, I would definitely message me. If you like the way I explain things here, wait until you see me in person, because there's a lot of things that are eye-opening, I would say. Okay, I'm gonna tap this down just a little bit more. Let's see what we got here. And I am using it's called a Peak Classic. It doesn't harm the finish of your clear coat. That sound deadening. It sounds like a drum. Ho, 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 ho. I'm just kidding. Okay. So now look, I'm gonna back this out just a little bit. You can see that, like, look at all the, I got a little pinch over here too. See what I mean? Like you don't realize how much little flaws are in there until you start moving that board back. If I put it like this, right, it practically looks done, don't it? But this is where the detail comes in. This is why it's so important to move the reflection back. Now you're starting to see not only just the little flaws in the dent or in the panel as far as the dent wise, you see the orange peel in the reflection. Some guys get really, really caught up when they first learn about orange peel. So we gotta, and that's a real common thing to happen. Orange peel is the texture of the original factory paint, okay, FYI. Or it could be an aftermarket paint, but this is not aftermarket, this is factory. And what I do is I look at the general reflection, not the texture of the reflection. Whew, it's warm in here. I could tell it's gonna be hot today, man. Ay chingada, it's going to be hot today, man. For those who are watching me don't know where I'm located in Escondido, just 30 minutes north of downtown San Diego. And I'm just doing some little, I'm gonna overextend some areas right here. I know some people are like, man, where's the action? For the true people who really want to know and understand the art of PDR, they stick around. For the people who's like, I just want to see some kicked in dents, some dents being pulled out, some all that stuff, then they'll leave until they. But the people who want to learn the details, this is it. Understand the details. So if you're sticking around watching this, apparently you want to be very good. Or apparently you're doing your research and want to pick a company that's very good. Because you want to know what it's involved in actually taking care of the small details. Any dent tech can get it to 80%, any average dent tech, but can they finish? And it's a process. And this is where the tapping down is necessary. Again, I am fighting a sound deadening inside of there. So my pushes are inconsistent. Not as inconsistent as I want, but I'm getting more, shall I say, I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm getting further and further each stage I do this. Again, I am using a pick tool like this. You do me a favor, can you grab me that chair over there for me, please? You know what Mike Toledo says? Famous words of Mike, if you ain't comfortable, you ain't concentrating. I like to make sure I'm comfortable. Now, if I had, here's what's crazy about if I had the stand liner tool, it would be very preventive, shall I say, okay? Because this is right now what I'm doing is I am fixing those little micro skip marks that I made as I was pushing with the soft tip or with the sharper tip at the end, like I'm doing now. And what I'm trying to do is connect all those little pushes together, making it one high. Because what happens with a killer whale tail stand liner tool is that it glides all these up. Now you can hear the part that I'm on the metal because it's like squeaking. And then over here, actually, I think I'm breaking through the metal, most of it now. Oh, that's the side where it's pushing against. Tedious, man, tedious. Oops, I'm trying not to hit my... Can you give me an R4, please? R4 tap down. Ooh, it's hot. Move my board.
I got the VIP one.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Just put that on there, please. Thank you, sir. The R4 allows me to bring the metal down softer without making micro tiny lows that you barely can see. But when you get to a certain point, you end up seeing it at the end. So that's what I'm trying to prevent that. Again, I'm not going to keep you guys on for a full hour because, again, I told you that this will take at least an hour to clean up. But it is tedious. Now, and for anybody's customers watching, see, we spend 90% of our time on the last 10% of the repair. And that's why it costs a little bit more money than just trying to just pull the bulk of it out, because we can get the bulk of it out within the first 5-10 minutes. Again, so if it takes us an hour, we're spending 90% on the 50 minutes. So, and that's pretty much what I'm doing. It's the general way of doing that, okay? Now, let's take a look at the real truth of this, and then I'll talk about that, okay? So if you guys are still hanging in there, good for you. I'm gonna drop this down just a lower eye level. Okay, I'm gonna raise this up a little bit. And then I'm gonna push this back a little further. Okay, and then you guys can see, let's take a look here. You can see, I think there's that little micro low I was talking about. I don't know if you guys can see that. All right. Remember I told you that center wasn't done, it looked done, but it's not, and I told you I would be pushing that, and then it's a little bit fat here, a little bit pinched there, a little bit low over here, a little bit low right there, okay? And this is the process of what's involved as a very, and we're using sharp tools, right? It's basically plastic surgery for your vehicle, you know? And another saying I say all the time is, when you're choosing a PDR company, you don't go looking for who's the cheapest. You look for who's the best. It's the same thing if you're gonna go get your nose worked on, right? You're not gonna go ask, hey, who's the cheapest doctor? If you care about your vehicle, that's why you're looking for it, right? Because you want the dent out. You don't want it different. You don't want it worse. You want it out. Just choose a good company who's got reputable reviews, who posts on Instagram, who shows their work, if they do, on YouTube, and do your thorough research. Make sure they know what they're doing. Because there's a lot of people out there who say they do PDR but don't know how to do PDR, if you know what I mean. There's companies out there that hire subcontractors as well, so just know who you're dealing with. That'd be crazy how you hire a doctor and he gets somebody else to work on you. I thought you were good. So I'll tap down a little bit more right here. Oops, without running over my... Oh, sorry guys. I'm pushing off the camera. I'm not even looking at the dent directly. What elbow?
The
No,
shimmer.
I'm using the tip.
Oh, you're-
Yeah, because I'm going for little finishes. Yeah, it's a little low out here. See, this is the tedious part right here, guys. I mean, this is the part where we go line by line, right? But right now, what I'm doing is I'm doing a what do I call it, a pass, and I'm just looking for the just obvious little areas I need to push, and then I'll go line by line, just trying to straighten the general areas out. And it's got just a little bit of a pinch here. Just notice how I move my board around. But I'll just keep looking just to double check. I'm probably gonna stop in a little bit, guys, and you guys can see that how I'm doing it. This would take me probably I'd give it at least 30 more minutes to finish this out, okay? Got a little bit of a low down here. Not quite reaching it with the pick, but my camera is FYI. I gotta get it replaced. I mean, it's not as detailed as it normally is because I have a little motorcycle and it shook the hell out of my camera, and now it's kind of ruined.
You'll have another one here tomorrow. Like the mirrors.
Okay, well, thanks guys for hanging in there with me. I'm going to, you see the difference here, how zoomed in it is? In general, it looks pretty good. It's probably about 85%, to be honest with you. Let's put that in just a little bit so you guys can get the whole picture. But you see how detailed, it can make it detailed or it can hide detail. I mean, just like anything else, right? So the reflection of the lines really helped me see all the differences. In general, again, this is for the most part out, but I would go in there, turn my board really thin, like that, and just pick out the details. So it looks like hard texture, okay? But we would get that mainly out, okay? So that is it, guys. Let me know what you guys' thoughts were on this little kind of demonstration, kind of showing you how I do the things on a quarter panel with different tools. And if you're a customer, please contact us, 858-943-9676. We'll put that pride back in your ride. I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Talk to you guys later. See ya.